The session I did yesterday was so crazy that I really questioned whether I should even share about it because I'm worried someone will have me committed. But here we go. So I did a session yesterday with a cat named Shadow. This was the 252nd session that I've done from like day one learning how to do this. Now, in all the sessions I've done, animals have referenced past lives a lot. They use the term recycling, which I think is cool, but they mention past lives a lot. Now, I remember the first time an animal told me that they had been human before in a past life, which surprised me because I wouldn't think if you were human, you would go back to being an animal, but multiple animals have told me they've been human before, and it's gotten to the point where I can now tell talking to an animal if they've been human before. So I connected with this cat, and I'm gonna read you like word for word like not the whole conversation, but I'm gonna just like read you some of it. So he said, "I am a king, a ruler, but a kind king. I am worthy of my subjects." And I said, "Shadow, I'm feeling like very past life stuff from you." He said, "As you should. It is strong in me. I do rule here. I will always be a ruler. I am a ruler. I have a pulpit that I rule from, a king's chair, and a serpent." And I'm like, "You have a snake?" He said, "Yes, I do. Why do you ask?" I said, "Because a snake would eat you." He said, "I have a python snake, and he does tricks for me, magic. I date all the way back to the Egyptians." And I'm just like, okay, so this is wild. Like, okay. So then he said, because like, of course it got crazier. He said, "We are gods and I am a god. I am a god in this cat. Did you know that cats are gods? There are many. Gods, I mean. We disguise ourselves in cats. Observe the humans we rule over." And then, like a little while later, he said again, "I am a god disguised as a cat, a black cat, of course." Now, I have had sessions where religious stuff has come up, and I don't like when that happens because I am not religious. I don't want people to feel like I have an agenda that I'm pushing on them. And also, I don't know who these people are that have these animals. I don't know what they believe in and what they don't believe in. So when an animal starts telling me that all cats are gods and that there's many gods, I'm like, I don't know who I'm sending this session to. Like, I have no idea how this person's going to receive it. So later on in the session, he said, I'm going to like read this word for word. He said, "If you knew how little this life mattered, you would care less about so many things. Alas, you do not, and were not meant to." And I said to him, and this was a question that I asked personally because like I wanted to talk about it. I said, "Can we talk about your past lives for a second?" And he said, "A second is such a brief moment in time, but yes, what do you wish to know?" And I said, "How many past lives have you lived?" And he said, "Millions." And I said, "How is that possible?" And he said, "How is that not possible? I've been here since the existence of time and space. You cannot fathom the amount of lives I have lived or the things I have been. I have been a tree, a plant, a flower, grass, movement, air. But yes, since your mind is wandering there, I was a god in Egypt. I lived amongst those times, many times over. I lived while Plato was alive, to put it into reference with something you'd understand, just so you can fully understand the depth at which I am discussing. But it goes beyond that, far beyond that. So why am I a cat now, you wonder? You wonder this. Many gods live inside cats, and we watch. Many cats are very wise, and you know this from speaking with them. There is so much you don't know and that I cannot explain, but I hope you understand what I have said so far. The information I have tried to relay to you. My mom needs to not treat me any differently knowing who I truly am. I offer her guidance in this life, protection. My day-to-day life has no bearing on me because this is but a blip in time. I will be back over and over again. This is one of many. But when she looks at me, when she looks into my eyes, she should know that she is looking into history, into a soul age she cannot comprehend. Now, at this point, this feeling came over me. It was the same feeling that I would get if like Leonardo DiCaprio walked into my apartment right now. Like just this sort of like starstruck feeling that physically came over me. And he said, I am only here to guide and comfort, to show compassion, to offer protection. But when she sits with me, she should know she is sitting with the divine essence of all that is. I see this as becoming too much for you, and our time is limited. I think you've heard enough for now. Know that there is so much more than this right here, right now, and that I'm happy. So, just me personally, I know that like trees and plants are alive, but I don't like that souls are in them. Like that's not something that I like believe or believed or, you know, stuff. And this stuff was just crazy. I mean, it was such a crazy session. And then it's like, I record it and then I have to email it off to this person I don't know. And I have no idea what their background is. I don't know how old they are. I don't know if they are religious, if they are a religion that is very, you know, anti everything that this cat has just said to me. But it was, honestly, it was one of my favorite sessions just because it was so crazy. Just another thing too, a more normal part of the session was he brought up wanting to go outside a lot. He talked about wanting to be in the sun more, wanting to go outside, wanting to hunt, wanting to be in the sunshine. And, you know, when I do these sessions, it's like with cats. Some people, their cats are outside. Some people, they're not. I never know. So I didn't know if this cat already went outside or if he was, you know, full, like just 100% inside cat. So when I got to the point where I was at like looking at his mom's questions, I don't look at them until a certain point in the session. I saw that one of her questions was, does he understand why he can't go outside? And after I sent the session to her, she sent me an email back. And one of the things she said was, he used to be an outside cat, but he got into a fight, like he was hit by a broom trying to break something up. Like it's not safe for him, so she keeps him inside. But anytime she takes him out, he wants to like sit in the sun. And she also told me that he was a hunter and he like would bring her, you know, gifts. But I thought that was crazy too. So she did email me back and she enjoyed the session. I will say that. She said that his descriptions of all of his siblings, his animal siblings, were mostly spot on, minus a couple things, which, you know, is usually the case. And that he is very regal. She totally, like, can picture him exactly how I described him. Anyway, so that was a crazy session. Again, I don't know. I'm just sharing what they say. But it was wild. And that is my share for the day.